Welcome back to the Alaska Railroad Depot in Anchorage, Alaska, and Volume 2 of my Alaska Railroad Railfan series. We pick up this volume on Day 3, and this is just after getting the southbound Denali Explorer. We decide to take a drive down towards the Portage Y and chase the Glacier Discovery train back up north to Anchorage. And one thing I wanted to see with this train was the DMU leading. And thankfully, we were able to get to Portage early enough to see the train come off the Y with said car in the front of the train. After the Glacier train cleared the Y, the dispatcher set the switch for the main line, and the train began its northbound trip back into Anchorage. Enjoy the sights as we chase it all the way back from milepost 65 to milepost 103. As you can see, the Kenai subdivision south out of Anchorage is a very scenic line and probably some of the most scenic territory on the entire railroad, so this chase was definitely worth it. And now we're back up at milepost 102.5 near Anchorage as we watch the train make its final run in for the evening. that would also mark the end of day 3 for this incredible trip. Day 4, we only had one train on our radar, and that was the North Freight, as we intended to chase it at least 60 miles from Anchorage to Wasilla. And we ended up picking a really good day, as it was a 2x2 lash-up with 2 max up front and 2 max in the middle. We'll be starting our chase today at the first public crossing north leaving Anchorage, which is at milepost 133.1 in Birchwood. The northbound freight today came in around 6,000 feet and was primarily empty tanks between the lead motors and the DPU, and then general trailer traffic for the rest of the train. Birchwood, the chase northbound began, and we were able to get a small bit of pacing along the Glen Highway just north of Eklutna before coming into Wasilla. Our next stop on this chase was one of my favorites, and it was the Trunk Road Overpass at milepost 152.6, which is just about a mile north of Matanuska Junction. With an elongated section of 25-mile-an-hour speed limits running through Wasilla, we were able to leapfrog the train pretty quickly and caught it once more on the north side of town as it was just clearing those 25-mile-per-hour speed limit areas. Be sure to turn your volume up as the DPUs pass, as they send it straight into Notch 8. We learned very quickly from the last location that on flat terrain, these trains can get up and move pretty quickly, so we had to go 10 more miles to get back ahead of it, and we ended up with our final shot at Houston at 10:35 p.m. While it was only one train for this fourth day, it was quite the chase and very satisfying. And now we're on to day 5, the Monday I had to fly home. However, we're making sure this trip goes out with a bang, and the Alaska Railroad did not disappoint this Monday morning, with 4 different trains showing up in the first hour and a half that I went out. Starting off with the southbound Fairbanks freight coming down with 5 SD70 Max all up front. Quite the train for sure. Start the morning. Taking the siding at Reeves, just south of where we were located, The Fairbanks freight had to wait on a parade of northbounds that were coming up this morning, starting off with the flagship of the railroad, the Denali Star, making one of its daily summer runs north to Fairbanks. Our visit in mid-May to the Alaska Railroad this summer coincided with a late snowmelt. However, we got lucky and the first gravel train of the season ran this Monday morning, and we decided to give chase. The construction business in Alaska requires a lot of gravel due to the nature of the ground. So during the summer season, these gravel trains run multiple times daily, serving the needs of the construction companies down by Anchorage. Following the gravel train north, we end up at Trunk Road by Matanuska Junction again, as I really like this shot with the mountain backdrop and the train coming through this large sweeping curve. Completing our short chase, we're up at South Clapp Street, just north of downtown Wasilla, where the speed limit increases to 50 miles an hour for these freight trains, and we were able to get the gravel train running at full speed as they came north through town. Leaving the gravel train, we start heading back south toward Anchorage, and we make a pit stop at Matanuska Junction again for the northbound Healy Explorer, which was running with one Mack and one car today. On our way back into Anchorage, we made an unexpected pit stop at Birchwood as we got word of a northbound work train coming up to work the siding just north of Beach Lake Road. However, we had other things to do during the middle portions of the day, so we only stuck around for the light engine move coming through here. But it was nice to see one of the big titles GP38s trailing behind the lead motor. After taking care of some of our other plans during the next few hours, we made it back out up to Eklutna around 2 p.m. to catch the southbound run of that gravel train we saw earlier in the day. They're running with about 80 loads back down in Anchorage, all for the QAP gravel facility just south of town. We were able to race down to Beach Lake Road in Birchwood to catch the train coming around the corner with the SD70 Max screaming in Notch 8 with the heavy loaded train. Our final spot on this chase would be at downtown Anchorage by the passenger station, at milepost 114.5. With no no more trains on the radar until our flights left Anchorage later in the evening, we officially called this trip a wrap and bid farewell to the Alaska Railroad. This was without a doubt one of the most incredible railfanning trips I've ever done, and I hope to come back someday soon to railfan the awesome operation that is the Alaska Railroad again. Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed the video series, and I'll see ya in the next video.